Good morning, Year 8. This is Miss Murdoch from the English department, and I will be taking you through Lesson 12, which is where you'll be comparing two characters, one the miller and the other the wife of Bath. For today's lessons, you will need pen and paper, and obviously your literary heritage booklet, which will have the descriptions of the miller and the wife of Bath. For your do now task today, what I'd like you to do is think about what types of people went on pilgrimages in the medieval times, and also can you think about why they went on those pilgrimages? So think back to your previous two lessons that you've already had in this particular subject and take 5 minutes to complete your do now task. Pause the video here. Okay, so we'll just go through what our learning outcomes are today. Basically, we should be able to communicate our ideas clearly, and we're going to be doing this through writing our own conversation between two of Chaucer's characters, in this case the miller and the wife of Bath, and this will obviously help us to develop our writing skills. Okay, your next task in this lesson is to use a Venn diagram, which is something you can see on your screen now, which is the two circles, and look at the differences between the characters of the miller and the wife of Bath. The circle in the middle where the two circles meet is where you would put any similarities, so where they are the same, basically. So, for instance, I've added on the screen going on a pilgrimage because they are both doing that. Differences, you could look at the wife of Bath is she's described as respectable throughout her life, whereas the miller is said to steal grain, which would make you think possibly that is not respectable. Take some time, look back over your previous work that you did with Mr. Cheetham about these characters, and use that to pick out key differences between the two of them. Pause and do the work here. Thank you. Okay, so your next task, using obviously the information from previous lessons and what you've done so far in this lesson, is to answer these questions, well, in your books, but on paper, obviously, because you probably haven't got your books, is to go through the questions and use full sentences in your answer. So, for instance, question 1, what is each character's status / profession, and do they take this seriously? You would write the status, profession of the wife of Bath is, and I think the wife of Bath obviously either takes this seriously or does not take this seriously. To extra challenge, can you find any quotations to support your answer? Question 2, what can you say about each character's appearance? What does this tell you about them? Number 3, is there evidence to suggest that either character is hot-tempered? Number 4, is there evidence to show that either character enjoys a joke? And another couple of challenge questions. Are there any clues to tell us what Chaucer, the narrator, thinks about these characters? And number 6, can you think of any other ways we could use to compare these characters? Complete this using full sentences and pause and do the work now. Okay, well done for the work you've completed so far. We're now going to be looking at how we can demonstrate what we've learnt about the miller and the wife of Bath. And we're going to do this through putting together a role play, so a script in other words. So in order to do this, we need to think about them having a conversation with each other. So think about, do they have anything in common? Do they get along? You might think, well, the miller might say, hey there, beautiful. And she might say, well, don't get mud on my shoes. So, thinking about those characters, thinking about what you found out about them and the differences, I want you to create a short role play for the miller and the wife of Bath. Remember, think about what you have in their characteristics that you've already picked out, so this should be quite a straightforward task. Pause here and complete your role play. Hopefully through the activities you've completed today, you will feel that you've been able to communicate your ideas clearly through your script that we will look at, obviously, when you return to school. And hopefully we might have an opportunity to maybe role play a couple of the best scripts. Well done, and see you at our next lesson.